First, we have to recognize that it's temporary that they are relenting on this. And we have to also realize that what they proposed was not something they came up with over the weekend, but it was something that had been years in the making, developing a policy on how to leverage their advantage in rare earths. And they do this across a lot of spheres. And typically what they do is they will develop a capacity, sometimes they'll steal technology, sometimes they'll acquire it and develop an ability to scale it up, and then heavily subsidize, manipulate pricing to drive others out of business. And especially people who are trying to get into the business, they'll find ways to drive them out by manipulating prices. And that's something that they are willing to not only develop this dominance, but they're willing to leverage it, as they showed, but even further, they will weaponize it. And you can, probably the best public example of this right now is, the first country they did this to was Japan, in my recollection, and could have been a decade ago. And it was involving fishing, and China decided to push back and started leveraging this critical minerals, rare earth. Well, if you followed, the Prime Minister of Japan recently said that, if China invaded Taiwan, that would be a huge threat to Japan. If you look at the pushback that even right in Japan, the Chinese embassy there basically said that, cut off the head of the person who sticks their nose in where it doesn't belong. And, they're trying to find ways to partner with Russia to clap back on this. Now, to me, it's a pretty obvious statement that the Prime Minister made, and very authentic, and nothing new about what they said. But when you see the severity of this wolf warrior diplomacy and the willingness to just go right after in a violent way, it shows you the willingness to leverage things. And you have to remember that the first country they tried to leverage these rare earths was against Japan, and now they're doing it for the world. They've given us a 1-year reprieve, but I anticipate them running that play over and over again as long as it serves their interests.